Welcome to Owning a Piece of America. My name is Faith Bautista. Tonight we have Carlo Teosico, a Global Business Development Manager for Sige International.
Thank you for having me over, Faith. We appreciate it. Thank you.
So Carlo, the money remittance is a big business, almost probably 10 billion or more that's
Yes.
being remitted from the United States to America.
Okay.
Money remittance sometimes can be unsafe. MoneyGram, Western Union were fined by FTC for not sending the money remitly. So tell me about Sige International. How do you really protect in sending that money? And the recipients in the Philippines, do they get that right away?
Sure. I'll just give you a brief background of Sige. We've been around 20 years, and we're one of the largest privately owned money remittance companies in the world. Actually, we're the largest in Latin America and in Mexico. We actually started our global operations in 2012 after we purchased Coinstar Remittance. We actually are sending now to over 145 countries worldwide, and we have actually up to 20 payout partners all over the world. And you mentioned the Philippines. In the Philippines, we have major payout partners, mostly banks, Banco de Oro, Metro Bank, and we also have private companies as in M. Luwiller and Cebuana Luwiller.
So thus the consumers, either in Mexico or Philippines, do they get the right amount exchange rate, or how do they know if they're getting the money that they're supposed to get?
Just let you know, since we're a private company, Sige, we actually can control our exchange rate. Yes, our exchange rate. Right now, we're one of the highest in the industry. If you check online or if you do your research, we're actually higher. You did mention MoneyGram, Western Union. If you do check online, and I encourage your viewers to do that, we're actually one of the highest, if not the highest.
So sometimes it's not about the highest, right? It's about getting the money.
Yes.
And if I have a complaint, so I go to Luwiller, for example, and I did not get the money right away, what is how am I gonna go about it? I mean, can I just send a complaint and will you entertain us?
Well, how it works is we do have a call center which is based in Silmar, California, which is solely for our international market. We do have about 10 Filipino call center agents who are available, I believe, from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. West Coast time. They're available, if they're not available at that time, they can always call me. As you know, you have my business card. A lot of your branches have my business card, so they can call me directly too.
And I know Sige also is inside Island Pacific Supermarket,
Yes,
right?
yes, we are.
How does that work?
Well, the business model of Sige, our CEO, Mr. De La Viña, had a vision 20 years ago that we wanted to have a one-stop shop in terms of sending money to your friends and family in the Philippines. So we had this vision about having Sige branches or Sige agents inside major grocery stores and inside major groceries or supermarkets. About a year ago, I spoke with representatives from Island Pacific, and the idea came up about using Sige as an agent, to
But
send
I
money.
think it's inside the booth of NAC.
Oh, NAC, yes.
Right?
The NAC booth inside Island Pacific, yes. So, we actually, the partnership was started, I believe, in September, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And every month it's been growing. And every month, the complaint, I mean, there's one or two complaints here or there, but at the same time, we make sure that everything is done correctly.
So, but what sets you apart? Why would I go to you rather than other money remittance company?
Okay, that's a great question. For the 20 years we've been around and the 14 years we've had the global operations, we have an impeccable record. We have not been stained with any major, I guess, how do you say this? We haven't had a major lawsuit. We haven't had any major money laundering issues. And we have a very, very strict anti-money laundering policy.
Good.
Each agent who we sign or each employee that we bring into the company, we have a very, very strict anti-money laundering training. And they have to pass that training, including myself. I had to pass that training. We pride ourselves with safety. We pride ourselves with doing things right.
So for sure, any Seagate booth does not do any money laundering.
Oh no, we're not allowed to.
Because you're right.
Yes,
I mean, when they go there, you know the person that's going to remit. They fill out the form, and this is the average is what, $400, $500, right?
Yes.
And then after $1,000, they have to fill out some more forms
Exactly.
to make sure that there is no money laundering business.
And just to add on that, we've actually there's a term that is used in the industry called structuring, where a relative would come in, maybe send 1,000, and someone else would come in would send another 1,000. We're actually very strict with that. We actually do not allow that. And that's another thing that we do because we make sure that, because we get audited every year. We get audited every year.
You know, we only have few more seconds here. I would really encourage the consumers to send their money to a very reputable company such as Seagate International, because they are regulated, like you said, they're trained, they know that their money will be sent safely, they know that they will get the highest rate of exchange. So in a nutshell, so Seagate International would be the top money remittance company in not just the United States, but in the world.
That is our goal.
Great.
That is our goal. And
Thank
we
you.
hope,
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Why are homeowners talking about counselors from
NAAC?
Well, because through NAAC and with the help of Faith Bautista, I'm now able to have a piece of America.
As a housing counselor, I will help you budget and get a clear picture of your finances.
I will help you understand your credit report and help you improve your score.
I will help you through your hardship and work with your lender to get a loan modification.
For free housing counseling, call 1-800-920-6248.
Which planet are we living on? It's right here.
What do you think it would be like to teach?
They're all a part of our...
Chances are, you have no idea.
We're gonna turn on the lights and everybody look up.
Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Welcome back to Owning a Piece of America. The National Asian American Coalition is known for its commitment to the advancement of the interests and needs of a growing Asian population that is poised to assume a major leadership role in every aspect of America's development. It is also recognized for its leadership role in developing creative solutions on foreclosures and innovative products for future home ownership, as well as championing entrepreneurship through microlending programs. We're here today with Lenny Cabañera to discuss NAAC's newest undertaking called Hope Booth. Welcome to the show, Lenny. And Chris.
Thank you.
So, Lenny, tell us more about Hope Booth. What's the story behind the name?
Okay. The Hope Booth is created by us to have give hope to other people who needed opportunity to owning a home. So if they're in a situation that they feel that they lost all the hope to owning a home, we give them hope to
own another property.
So when they go inside that booth, they know there's a hope.
Yes.
Right? So from small business to home ownership, and even if they're losing a home, they step in that booth, they have hope, right?
Yes.
I love that name. So how can people sign up for home ownership workshops, and how do these workshops help create future home ownership into a buying property? I mean, give us some examples as well.
Okay, so in our website we have several workshop scheduled. So in all of our Hope Booth throughout California, we have scheduled workshop, and whether it be on a first-time home buyer, whether it be credit counseling, small micro-technical assistant for a small business. So we have all that workshop. All they have to go is go to our website and look up the schedule of the workshop nearest them, and then we'll be more than happy to accommodate them.
You know, Chris, workshops to me sometimes it's either a waste of time for people to go to, or it's boring. What's the difference of the workshop that you guys provide?
Well, with the workshop that we provide is they give them hope to own another property, and we can help them establish credits.
Good.
And at the same time, have them
build their credit again.
Yeah, build their credit and,
Yeah.
and have more hope for themselves
So
as a family.
when people go to this workshop, I mean, this is really worth of their time, right?
Yes.
Because they do not only learn, but they actually get result.
Yeah, because some of the people, they don't know what is the benefits out there, because they're so afraid that they're not going to qualify. They already have that in their mind that they're not qualified, so they don't even bother to check. But there's so many information out there that they need to know. So when they attend the class, it says, wow, they have that aha moment. I say, oh, I didn't know I could qualify because whatever their situation might be that hindering them before, now they overcome that and say, oh, I didn't know we could do that. So it's more of the information that they would gain their confidence of owning a home.
Are there some success stories from the workshops?
Oh, yes. We have
Can
many.
you give one example?
Like yours, Crest, like herself, she helped her daughter. So she's in a situation that they're doing the.
Tell us about that, Chris.
Well, my daughter and her family had lost the house, and they had no hope of owning another property. So I was the one that helped them rebuild the credit, and then I was approved for the property. And now they're living in the property, and they were very happy.
Nice. So
Yes.
they become a sustainable homeowners
Correct,
again.
yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for distressed homeowners who may be experiencing some difficulties in paying their mortgage, when is loan modification a viable solution? And what kind of assistance does NAAC through the Hope Booth provide to your clients?
Well, and if they're going through a loan modification, there's a process, whatever the stage of their foreclosure status may be. So before we ask all the information where they're at, and then look at their credit, and then teach them how to improve it and give them option whether they want to sell the property, they want to live on the property, or if there are opportunity to keep the property. So those are the choices. It depends on the.
And have the booth really help, or the NAAC have helped them in their loan modification?
Yes, many.
Many? So the success rate is, what do you say?
80%, 85%. Because we have a list of people. When they come to the booth, we take their name and we do, give them the information, and we, how do you say that?
So for the Hope Booth, anybody is welcome, right? And where is the booth located at?
It's located in all the Island Pacific
supermarkets.
Yes.
Yeah. So everything in that supermarket, there's a booth, NAAC booth, that's giving hope to everyone from owning a home, saving their home, fixing their credit, improving their credit, loan modification. And sometimes I think you guys provide a customer service. So if people have a complaint, you also work with different regulators that you send a complaint, right?
Yes.
So in 10 seconds, why encourage people to come to your Hope Booth?
Because we have answer for you. Sometimes people, they're so afraid to ask. All you have to do is ask. The worst we could say is no, but that's not the word that we normally say.
We can help them.
I want to thank Lenny and Chris for coming to the show in the Owning a Piece of America. Owning a Piece of America presents Lifestyle with Asian Journal. You're watching Owning a Piece of America. My name is Faith Bautista. I'm thrilled to be sitting beside a consummate artist and a trailblazer in the fashion industry. And even extra proud that he's Filipino, his skill and flair shows in his designs, which is why he's one of the hottest designers in America today. a designer to the stars and a Hollywood fashion star himself. I'm talking about Alexis Monsato. So nice to meet you, Alexis.
Oh my God, what an introduction. Thank you for having me here, Faith.
Alexis, I really want to learn from all my friends are saying that when you watch the Oscars, Grammy, why is this lady so beautiful from their gown? Can you explain that, how they become so pretty just from the dress?
Well, number one is first, they need to be confident. Because once they're confident with what they're wearing, they love it. There's the affinity of the wear of the dress and the dress itself, then it will exude confidence, then yalla, it will become like
But how do you get that confidence now, for regular
The design
people?
first, we need to like nail it down on a design. And she needs to like what she's wearing. Then that's what come out her confidence when she's out there in the paparazzi or in the red carpet or in a show or in a gala.
And does it really make a big difference from the material that they're wearing to, the designer to the non-designer? What's the difference on that?
There's a lot of factors that would contribute in a really great design. Fabrication, the taste of fabrication, and that comes from the designer himself, myself, It's all about taste level and styling that I would also impart to my clientele and to the person wearing it. So I will pick the really nice fabrics along with that great design, because if that's not a great fabric to be put into that cut or a pattern, it doesn't have a really good fall and flow.
And Alexis, I was told, and I've seen this, that there's always a standing ovation after your fashion show. What sets you apart?
Well, I guess I gave them a lot of surprises. And what sets me apart from the rest of the other designers and from my other shows is because of the theatrical effect that I do. The vision that I hold into it. I kept on it because that's what I'm aiming for. I like a big visionary in the runway. I have a different way of presenting it, not just like a real catwalk, that's it. No, there's involved of dancers to films to videos and lighting designs and all that
So
matters.
it's not just walking on the runway, it's a lot more to that.
There's a storyline that goes with it. So they will see it like from the different themes, from Jewels of the Niles, like the goddesses, from the Grace Kelly, so the music and all that.
How do you pick your models?
The look that I will go for per season. Like if my inspiration, my muse on a previous season was Grace Kelly, it needs to be blonde, beautiful, and because they're Grace Kellys of May.
Right. So Alexis, give us some examples of the Hollywood stars that you've dressed.
Well, there's a bunch of them that I could name. I have Kaya Jones. I have Kate Beckinsale during the Oscars. I have Laura Kapler from Miss America. Jessica Alba,
with these actresses, with these actresses, what advice can you give to the viewers on how to just look classy and dress for success?
Well, the only thing I always say is you have to be really confident. You need to like the design, because the design and the wear of the dress needs to have the good affinity in it. So once there's a really good affinity in it, then there's a confidence, then it will really exude beauty right there and then, She feels like the bustier is, and then the fit of the dress is like the bustier is like holding it. She doesn't keep on like touching it, her breast, and adjusting. No, because it's perfectly in fit, fabrication, the design, so it's an overall total thing.
And can I afford some of your design, Alexis?
Why not? Definitely. It's still affordable for everyone. I'm not Armani, Versace, and all that, but it comes with a price, because it's always an art. Alexis Monsato piece is an art piece, and an art piece is an expensive
Well,
thing.
you know what? We're going to really see what kind of design he does. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
We're back with the designer of the stars, Alexis Monsanto. Alexis, I really want to know about this fashion technology of yours.
Well, I was the first American designer to present the first 3D fashion show here in the States in 2011, and it made me to be on the list of the 25 newsmakers of the year. So since I've done that, now I'm working on something new. It's called Pico Projection and Screen, and I'm collaborating with Samsung.
All right.
The same thing as the other designers in the States, like Zach Posen. He's collaborating with IBM and Watson and all that. So that's the latest trend right now.
I am really thrilled to just sit next to you. So I want to see how your models, I want to see the garment that you're making. So can you show that to us, please?
Yes, let's bring the girls in. Lali, she's in a black paillette and jersey gown with leather, high neck collar, and razor back. Fit for a red carpet design. It has a train. There you go. Thank you so much, Lali. Beautiful.
So you really have to be tall to be a model, huh?
Of course, you need to be 5'10". Our next girl is, we have Net here. And Net is in a mesh with ostrich feathers and crystals, Swarovski crystals gown with an adored halter neck and a dramatic back. Beautiful for carpet. These colors translate very well in the carpet, you know. Next girl, we have Candice. She's in a bright red one shoulder, armor shoulder gown with scales, pleats that I did with Swarovski crystals and embellishments, and a gold belt that accentuates. And it has a nice train that goes along with it. Our next girl is Dustin. She's an electric blue mermaid cut dress bias all throughout the skirt from the midsection, and the top is made out of lace embellishments with crystals and beads with a gold belt as an accent as well. Our next girl, we have Lali again in a blush pink gown with a, this is in a boudoir inspiration. There's this flimsy cape of tulle with laser cut design patterns in Baroque patterns, art that I designed myself and place in the gown.
What inspires your fashion? Because this is just gorgeous.
I'm always inspired by the beauty of my muses. I like the objectivity of, you know, their being, you know. I always come up with a girl in my mind, you know. Thank you, Lali. Let's bring the girls, all the girls together. These colors sense very well in the carpet.
I mean, we talk about confidence, right? They really have confidence. I mean, they're comfortable, they're like dressed for success. What about those women that do not have their height, like me? I mean, I'm lucky to be 5'1" if I'm pushing it, you know. I mean, size 0. What do you advise for those women that are opposite of them?
Well, every person that comes to me in different age, shapes, sizes, but they have their own personalities and traits that would give them the power to, give them empowerment to be confident of who they would be. And then I will just help them, guide them. This is what's good for a boardroom meeting. This is good for a gala that you're gonna be. And I will always ask to the person, are you a leader? Are you a planner? Are you one of the main people working in it? So then I would know that I don't need to make her easy to move around in an event, So
well, like
that's
this
about
one,
it.
this is classic. This is timeless. How do you make a design such classic and timeless?
Well, it involves a lot of research, and of course, I do look around with old movies that I love. Those are Hollywood movies, and I'm always inspired by the designs of Charles James, Edith Head, and the movies with Ava Gardner, or from Breakfast at Tiffany's with.
Wow. So when you design a dress, it's not just designing. I mean, it's really creating this person. So what's next for Alex? I feel like of all the Filipino designers I know, I think you made it to the top. What's next for you?
I'm gonna have to say this because this year I will be celebrating my 25th anniversary as a designer. So I'm gonna be doing several shows, and there's a big show coming up towards the end of the year. But that is the next for Alexis Monsanto. Watch out for the 25th anniversary show.
And if I have to ask you just 10 seconds of advice for a business owners, business women, what kind of clothes they should be choosing to wear?
If you're a head of a boardroom, then you need to be in power suits. But make sure that power suit or power dressing could transform into an early evening happy hour thing with the boys, with the guys, from the boardroom, because that would still give you the power to be part of the group. You know how cliche they are.
Yeah, well, Alexis, this is really a pleasure. Girls, my goodness, I will be like you when I grow up someday. Thank you for watching Owning a Piece of America.
Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Guys, if you want to be as tall as they are, you have to keep drinking milk. Alexis, can you give advice to the young designers who someday is going to be like you?
Well, my only piece of advice is have a vision, hold the vision, become that vision, and you need to stay focused into that vision.
So what needs them to be motivated? Do they have to have a mentor? Can they reach out to you for any advice, or do you take any workshops, teach them how to be Alexis Monsanto?
Well, first of all, they have to choose the best fashion school, and they need to stay creative and immerse themselves with arts and beauty all around them. Developing style is the best way how to do it.
Okay, and again, ladies, you're just gorgeous. I love this gown. This red, by the way, if you want to be successful, wear red. That's the Chinese way, Asian way. Monday, wear red. This is like a mermaid. It's our Miss Universe. So thank you, ladies. You're just awesome. And Alexis, thank you for taking the time from your Melrose studio to the Charter studio. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure.
Yes. And then, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch some of your shows, where can they go?
Well, go online, alexismonsanto.net, on Facebook, Alexis Monsanto, Instagram, Alexis Monsanto.
Thank you so much for watching Owning a Piece of America.